Welcome back to the water cooler, everybody. All right, look, as we told you at the top of the show, President Donald J. Trump will not attend Joe Biden's inauguration on January 20th, which is interesting because he said the other day he wanted a smooth and orderly transition. I want to bring in Doug Wead, New York Times bestselling author, author of the book Inside Trump's White House, The Real Story of His Presidency. Doug, great to see you, sir.
Hi, David. Good to see you.
Well, you know this president. You've written a book about him. You've spent some time with him. Give us a sense of what do you think might be going on right now in this crazy week that we've all experienced?
Yeah, I think the president was caught by surprise. The Capitol Guard was caught by surprise. The national news media was caught by surprise. The Democrats were caught by surprise. He didn't tell people to go down to the Capitol to riot. He said, let's go down to the Capitol. And he assumed that there's these million people, and the news media says there were 50,000 or something, but people on the ground who've been to multiple of these events and inaugurals tell me it was 1 million. He said, meet you down by the Capitol. So everybody was surprised when they broke in because people on the right don't do that. People on the left, they burn down churches and come up to policemen and shoot them point blank in the face and hold cities hostage and break into stores and steal their jewelry and their television sets. We were all shocked. People on the right, they don't make a mess.
You know, Doug, I've got to tell you, this president has had quite a few accomplishments in his first term and now his only term in office, but it's ending ugly. It's ending like this. So from a presidential historian standpoint, what is your sense of what this might mean going forward? I mean, in the short term right now, it doesn't look too great. What's going to happen, do you think, in the future with this president?
Well, you said it. You put the two together, the fact that it's ending ugly and the fact that it's great accomplishments. That's the problem. Just stop and think. Joe Biden won the election. You'd think Donald Trump won the election. Joe Biden is the winner. And yet his first public statement is attacking Donald Trump. What? He says he wants to unite the country and it's all about Trump and the election's over and it's still about Trump. I think this hangs over their head, the fact that he was able to achieve everything that Hubert Humphrey and LBJ ever wanted for the poor. And the prison reform, everything that African Americans wanted in this country, he was able to get it done. And peace in the Middle East, the first president in 40 years not to have invaded a country. So you said it, it's coming to an ugly end. And if the Democrats could invoke the 25th Amendment, if they could talk Pence into doing that, they'd do it. If they could impeach him in these last few days, they'd do it. But history will take a long view, and I think it'll take everything into consideration.
Okay, well, that's what I was going to ask you, because I was wondering if you think it tarnishes his legacy at all, this stuff at the end.
It does, but I think with a little bit of time, it'll heal. And the powerful things that occurred. I mean, you compare 6 presidents sought energy independence. I had Gerald Ford in my home on multiple occasions. He would have cut off his right arm if he could have had energy independence. Donald Trump did it. Presidents promised to move that embassy to Jerusalem. George W. Bush was so upset at Bill Clinton. He said, I'm going to do it on my first day. Clinton didn't keep his promise. I'm going to move it on my first day. And in 8 years, he didn't move it, but Trump did. So I don't think you can erase all those years. And I think history will treat him kindly.
Knowing Donald Trump as you do, what's your sense as it relates to his future? Do you think the way it ends here, I mean, I can't imagine that means a 2024 run at this point. It just seems, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on that, but what was your sense?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised either way. When it looked like he had lost the 2016 election early in the evening, he told his staff came to him and they said, we got all these people waiting at the Hilton. What should we do? What should we tell them? What are you going to do? This was 5:30 in the evening. He said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go downstairs, meaning out on Fifth Avenue. I'm going to tell the media I tried my best. I'm a patriot. Then I'm going to get on an airplane and fly to Ireland and play a game of golf tomorrow. So that was in 2016. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets on a plane and goes plays a game of golf. But I don't believe it's over. I believe that we're going to see missteps. Look at already the president-elect. His misstep is attacking Trump as his first event as a president-elect. He wants
So
to unite the country. I think there are going to be some dramatic missteps, and before you know it, people are going to say, "Bring back our Trump."
really, so I have only 30 seconds, but you say you don't think it's over. What do you mean exactly, the missteps? I'm trying to understand what you're saying. About 25 seconds.
I think that it's very possible he could run again if he lives.
Oh, I
He's an
see.
old guy.
I
So
see.
he could remember Grover Cleveland was the 22nd and 24th president of the United States. There was one in between.
Right, right. I got you. So, in other words, Democrats may overplay their hand, and Trump is right back at it. Yeah, gotcha. All right, Doug Wead, always great to see you, sir. Thank you so much for being here.
Good to see you, David.
If you want a litany of all the good things that Donald Trump did as president, get inside Trump's White House. It's the authorized version, the authorized account of the Trump White House. Great stories. You know, they text each other every day. So here's Melania and Ivanka and Jared and Laura, the great love story of Eric and Laura. You got to read that. And hide and go seek with the 9 grandchildren racing through the state floors and Barron supervising. Here it is in Dutch, it's in Japanese and Korean and Chinese and all over the world. A great positive read of what our president accomplished in his historic years. Subscribe to this channel. It's the only way we know to defeat the censors. They change the numbers of views, they shadow ban, they throttle. The only way we've been able to try to get videos directly to our people is if they subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell. We're trying to survive this era of censorship, the new Soviet era of the United States.